Rightly said, we have a big voice here on the show today. Joining us live, none other than John Chambers, the executive chairman of the iconic Silicon Valley company, and he's here in India for a very special occasion, isn't he, Chandra?
That's right, Krishna. He's in India and in fact Vizag today to ink a partnership with the Andhra Pradesh government, which he believes will make it a digital state. But he's also going to talk to us about all the bets that Cisco will take in the startups here, and also the steps that it will take in nurturing the ecosystem. I'm sure there's a lot that Cisco can do, because a lot of startups really look at Cisco as an iconic company that they take a lot of inspiration from. John Chambers, thank you so much for talking to ET Now Startup Central. It indeed is a pleasure to have you on the show. Take us first, through the reason you're in India, the partnership with the Andhra Pradesh government, and the larger role that Cisco is playing in the whole Digital India plan.
So Andhra Pradesh will be the first digital state in India. We believe the Chief Minister here, Naidu, clearly has the vision and strategy to make that happen, and he knows how to create a win-win environment for both the citizens, the companies, and the government to achieve those goals. You will see one of the most complex demonstrations of true digital capability I've ever seen in a presentation. And remember, this is for a network that's just going in. The importance is it won't be about just connectivity. It will be about how do you do centers of excellence. It will be about how do you do focus on smart cities and smart businesses. It'll be about how you do a startup community. It'll be about how do you reskill Andhra Pradesh so that all the citizens can participate in this digital evolution. So I think Andhra Pradesh is well ahead of its time. I think it'll be a role model for the rest of the country, and it'll be an example of how to do this very quickly. Will there be bumps along the way? Of course. And anytime you make major transitions with the speed that's needed, there'll be huge opportunities, almost unlimited, but also some bumps and challenges.
John, this is Krishna Kumar joining you live from 18 Hours Mumbai studios. I want to talk to you about other initiatives that Cisco is taking towards the Digital India mission of the government. Tell us, will smart cities then be another area of focus for Cisco here in India?
Smart cities will absolutely be another area of focus in terms of what we're doing both with the government in Andhra Pradesh, but also the government of India. If you take Prime Minister Modi's top 9 initiatives in terms of a digital India, we align with all of them. And this is where I think many people don't understand the tremendous power of Prime Minister Modi's vision, is how do these come together? It starts with the Digital India, and obviously think of the national broadband is the digital highway for this. But it really quickly breaks down to Make in India, a digital manufacturing capability, where we announced we were committed to building our high-end manufacturing capability in Pune. It amounts to how do you reskill India with our network academies. And each time we're here, you're going to see us make more commitments on network academies and what this can do for all schools within India. It announced to a startup community, to your question about how does a startup community really prosper, because when you think about 1 million jobs per month being created, startups will probably have to contribute more than half of those to where the market goes. When you think about healthcare and education, and you think about security, all that folds into it as well in terms of the direction. And so all Prime Minister Modi's key objectives, from smart cities to a secure India, to the environment and a clean environment, to digital manufacturing, they come together. That's what's exciting about what we're announcing today in Andhra Pradesh. It isn't about just a digital highway, although that is very exciting for me personally. It's how that is the foundation for how you reskill all the citizens in Andhra Pradesh. How do you bring broadband capability for voice and video and healthcare and entertainment to every home in Andhra Pradesh? It's about how you take their golden mile here and you put key applications around smart cities and citizen services through that. It's about how do you create government services with more touch to the citizens within the area. It's all of these combined, and you'll see us do that in Andhra Pradesh as well, especially around the area of education and centers of excellence.
John, the show is called ET Now Startup Central. So we have to ask you about the role that Cisco plans to play in, really encouraging the startup boom here, the investments that you plan to make, because you have a venture capital arm that's pretty active. So take us through your own plans there. How are you really going about that, and also the areas that you will focus on going forward?
One of the important things is each time you see us come to India and to Andhra Pradesh, each time we'll make a series of strategic investments or announcements. And it's the total of these that are based on outcomes, creating a win-win environment where the citizens in India win, society wins, businesses win, and Cisco also wins within it. And that's kind of because we're out of the internet. How do you create an environment where everybody prospers and you bring your ecosystem of partners with you on that? In terms of the startup community and investments, you will see us each time we're here make additional commitments in each of these categories. So I would anticipate, if you look out over the next several years, probably every several times we come, we'll talk about how we expand our venture capital investments, etc. This trip will be the same.
All right, John, before we let you go, I need to ask you something very important. As a company that is betting big on the India story, tell us, what's your own assessment of how the government has fared so far in making India an attractive investment destination?
18 months ago, I said to the world that if you're going to bet on any country in the world, bet on India. And many people looked at me kind of in surprise. One of the things that Cisco does pretty well, and I'm honored as the prior leader of Cisco and now the executive chairman, is to be able to pick out market transitions and say, here's where you need to see a transition occurring. India is blessed that it's the largest democracy in the world, 1.3 billion people, half the population under 26 years of age, a youth that just has no fear and excitement about the future, but also a startup community that's going to make a difference, and government leaders who have the vision and strategy and willing to take the political risk to implement that, to do what others have not done, to allow India to leapfrog into the future, and instead of being a slow follower, really to be a fast innovator for the future. I've seen the government move with a speed I've never seen during my business career. Still, we all want to move faster, so let me not be hesitant about that. But whether it's areas such as digital manufacturing and the hurdles that were there from regulatory issues and logistics and others, we've seen the government move pretty well. And we've seen the government look about how do you create a win-win environment for the citizens and government and businesses together, and we've seen a government that is willing to partner. So while I encourage, whether it's Andhra Pradesh or the government of India as a whole, to continue to move fast, and I think that's necessary for leadership, I actually have to give the government reasonably good grades on how fast they're moving, given that it is the largest democracy in the world with all the strengths and some of the limitations.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/etnow.